Punk Revolution now. Today we are going to be reviewing Hazing Over's newest EP, Pestilence. Hazing Over used to be Shin Guard. This is their first release under the name Hazing Over, so this is kind of interesting. Shin Guard was an absolutely phenomenal screamo band from Pittsburgh. They were releasing some of the best screamo I've heard in the past decade, honestly. Like, if you ask me what screamo band I'm most excited for, I would probably say Shin Guard. So, you know, a little disappointed to hear that there's kind of like a lineup change, and now there's a change in their sound, and now they're actually going to be changing their entire band name. So it's like, you know, one of my favorite screamo bands that I was most excited about is kind of no more, and they're doing something totally different. So there's definitely a part of you that's disappointed, but I trust that this band is so talented that under their new formation and under the new name and new sound, they should still be able to deliver some pretty fucking sick music. So let's go ahead and see if they do that. Let's start by taking a look at the album cover. This album cover is very ugly. It honestly looks like a snippet or an advertisement for like a really trashy and stupid horror film, which frankly, I'm kind of okay with that, because it turns out that Hazing Over are going to be exploring the genre of deathcore a lot in this EP, which is, you know, certainly a genre that can thrive in that trashy horror image. Not a pretty album cover, but I think it's gonna fit with the music, so I'm pretty cool with it. And the EP name itself, Pestilence, is also, you know, that when I hear Pestilence, I think of the classic death metal band Pestilence, and now that Hazing Over are going to be exploring deathcore, which is a genre that has death metal influence, maybe the EP name Pestilence is kind of a nod to the band Pestilence, kind of saying to the world, hey everyone, prepare for some death metal influence, because you didn't get that with Shin Guard, but you're gonna be getting it with Hazing Over. And I'm gonna be honest with you, deathcore, not really a genre I've explored very much at all. Like, I've listened to some like early Job for a Cowboy, which is a lot of fun, but not really a genre. You know, it's kind of like a stupid genre, honestly. It's stupid and fun, but I maybe I haven't explored it enough. I haven't found that much creativity in deathcore, so kind of a head scratcher that such a creative band is interested in exploring deathcore. Certainly makes me a little bit nervous, but then again, like I said, Shin Guard is a very creative band. Their spin on screamo showed to me that they're actually a very intelligent band that really knows their way around music and their instruments, and thankfully they do bring a lot of that same creativity to this EP, Pestilence. As a matter of fact, there's actually a lot in common with Shin Guard and Hazing Over. A lot of my favorite elements of Shin Guard did translate over to Hazing Over, which is really, I'm really excited about. I'd say the two things they have in common would be the fantastic rhythmic work. Okay, so we had Shin Guard, which was, you know, had some fantastic math rock elements, and now we've got Hazing Over with mathcore elements, which is certainly heavier, more metalcore influence, but you know, equally as much creative rhythmic work, which I'm really excited about. And the other thing that for whatever reason I feel like these two bands have in common is when I listen to Shin Guard, I hear like a bunch of hipsters playing screamo, and when I listen to Hazing Over, I hear a bunch of fucking hipsters playing deathcore. And I cannot emphasize enough how much I actually like that. Like I said, haven't explored deathcore that much, so I could be, you know, totally ignorant here, but I'm certainly hearing some fucking wacky, fun, creative stuff I really don't think anybody else is doing in deathcore right now at all. I heard like some synths in there that were reminiscent of maybe like a PC music or like a Hannah Diamond beginning of a song. It's an intro, and then all of a sudden it fucking brings you to this dark and heavy mathcore. We also had like some just a glimmer of like shoegaze moments in there. This is a very short EP, only 10 minutes, so it's just like a shit ton of creative ideas being kind of like crammed in here. But by far my favorite part of this EP, without a fucking doubt, is the opening track, Pestilence. This song fucking rips. The riffs they're using here are so creative, kind of dissonant and creepy, and just kind of like just really cut through fantastic guitar tones. Reminds me a bit, honestly, of like if like Gorguts played deathcore, because the riffs are so like rhythmically bizarre and jarring and dissonant. It does sound like something that like freaking Gorguts would use in their music. There's just so many components of this song that just kind of just build on each other so perfectly. It's a very linear song, but it all feels so cohesive. And as this song is developing with all these heavy, just mind-melting riffs near the end, you get this fucking just breakdown with this kind of robotic riff that's kind of repeating, and then all of a sudden it kind of fucking speeds up, and it's just like, what the fuck? It's just how could you put so many awesome things in one song? And that made me really fucking excited, because like I said, deathcore, the reason I haven't really explored deathcore very much is because it's not a genre I like very much. I think it's cool, but it's not like one I love. If there's a fucking album of deathcore that sounds like this, please sign me up. This sounds fucking sick. I'm hearing fucking elements of Shin Guard in there, obviously. I'm hearing elements of freaking cattle decapitation, honestly. I'm hearing elements of gore guts, like I said, in there. I'm also hearing elements of the band Gaza in there with the mathcore that's just so dark and intense and complex and heavy and disgusting. Certainly hearing that in Hazing Over's music as well. My only complaint with this EP would be that the last 3 songs are very good, while the first song is amazing, so I do feel like the first song outshines it a bit. This is a band that's, you know, kind of trying to find their sound right now. They're switching it up, so they've got some exploring to do, so if they're listening, I'm just gonna say, like, the fucking song Pestilence is awesome, and if you're trying to decide what to do next with your next release, I really vote you do that. Do what you want, but Pestilence rocks. Hazing Over has gotten me excited. They've proven to me that they still have the potential and awesomeness of Shin Guard. You know, of course, there's still a part of me that's a little disappointed that Shin Guard is no more, but you know what? We should be happy because we're getting some cool Hazing Over music. I'm giving this an 8 out of 10. Promising stuff. Interested to see what they do next. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Punk Revolution now. Like, comment, subscribe. My channel's growing very fast because of you. Over 3,000 subscribers. Now let's get to 300 billion. Bye, Punk Revolution.